Hey guys, in today's video, I'll be showcasing AZELF and UXIE from the new Surging Sparks expansion set. And these cards are actually pretty awesome. And let's start by talking about UXIE. This has the attack Painful Memories. For 1 psychic energy, you put 2 damage counters to all of your opponent's Pokemon. Since this attack is an effective one attack, it cannot be blocked by Manaphy's ability or any of the bench barrier effects of Terra Pokemon. This attack can only be blocked by abilities like Rabsca or the Mist Energy. For a single energy though, this damage counter spread is really strong. And to amplify our damage counter spread, we have a complete set of FROSLASS with a Freezing Shroud ability. Each Pokemon checkup, this ability deals 1 damage counters to all Pokemon with abilities except for any FROSLASS. And in this deck, I'll be using the Hyper Aroma Ace Pack card, which lets you search your deck for up to 3 Stage 1 evolution cards and put them into your hand. This will help set up a bunch of FROSLASS in a single turn. Additionally, to add further damage to our opponent's Pokemon, we also have MUNKIDORI with the Adrena Brain ability. As long as this Pokemon has a Dark Energy attached on it, you can transfer up to 3 damage counters from one of your Pokemon to one of your opponent's Pokemon. And the whole reason why we want to inflict all those damage counters is because of this Pokemon, AZELF, with the attack Neurokinesis. For 1 Psychic and 1 Colorless Energy, this attack deals 10 plus base damage and 10 more damage for each damage counters on all of your opponent's Pokemon. Yes, you heard it right. All damage from your opponent's Pokemon combined. So if you stack enough damage counters, this attack has the potential to one-hit knock out any Pokemon in the game. And losing prizes early game is a great way to approach this deck since we also have the new, or I should say reprinted, Counter Gain tool card. If you are behind on prizes, the attack of the Pokemon this card is attached to costs 1 colorless energy less. So with this, you can attack with AZELF for just a single energy attachment. One way around this strategy though is if your opponent does not use any Pokemon with abilities on them, or if they purposely limit their Pokemon on their bench. Of course, the less Pokemon your opponent has, the less damage you can accumulate. I pretty much lost a Dragon Ball EX deck because of this, but especially majority of our Pokemon also have very low HP. But if you can somehow set up your opponent's damages where you can take multiple knockouts, you may just be able to get 4 or even all 6 prizes in a single turn. This deck is super fun to play and annoying to go against. It's so simple to drive, but difficult to master. I have to admit this deck still needs a little bit more adjustments, but as it is, it's already pretty powerful. I highly recommend it. Anyways, that's pretty much it. You can find the complete deck list in the description below, and now please enjoy the following gameplay videos showcasing AZELF and UXIE. Before we get into the video, I have a small request. If you're liking the content I create, please leave a like to this video and please support this channel by subscribing if you haven't already. This is a small click for you, but for me, it means a lot. Thank you so much for all of your support. Alright, on to our first match. We actually got a bunch of basic Pokemon, which is really nice. I'm gonna put UXIE in the active. We got Snorunt, got MUNKIDORI, and Buddy Poffin. I did win the coin flip, and I do recommend going first with this build since you do want to set up your FROSLASS as soon as possible. So if you can set up a lot of Snorunts, you can evolve into FROSLASS on your second turn and start spreading those damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon. So we are going first, and let's go ahead and use Buddy Poffin. Since we don't have any support cards, I'm going to use that to get Cleffa and another Snorunt. Cleffa will help us to draw more cards on our next turn. So I'm gonna retreat UXIE for now. Put MUNKIDORI in play. I can just use Night Stretcher to get that Psychic Energy back into play and then attack with UXIE if I need to. But my opponent will start with a Pheasantipity EX in their active spot. It has an ability, so once we evolve into FROSLASS, it's gonna slowly chip away at this Pheasantipity. And my opponent will also put Pidgey in play. And now they're going to use Arven. So FROSLASS's ability actually takes effect on our own MUNKIDORI because it has an ability. But what we're going to do is actually just attach a Dark Energy to MUNKIDORI and then transfer any damage it receives, transfer that to our opponent's Pokemon. So with Buddy Poffin, my opponent puts Charmander and another Pidgey in play. So we're going against a Charizard EX match, which is a pretty strong deck. Let's see how well we do here. I'm going to go ahead and evolve into our first FROSLASS And actually what I could do is start dealing these damage counters to my opponent's Pokemon. Uxie's Painful Memories deals 2 damage counters to all of our opponent's Pokemon. And FROSLASS takes effect between Pokemon Checkup, dealing more damage to their Pheasantipity for now. And our Munkidori. We have to find that dark energy to attach to Munkidori. They attach a Defiance Band on their Charmander and they end their turn again. So Pheasantipity cannot draw any cards unless we knock out one of their Pokemon. And then we got an AZELF from our top deck, and I'm just going to continue to attack with Painful Memories, spreading these damage counters. If my opponent cannot evolve into a Pidgeot EX, we can even knock out 2 of their Pidgeys, which is kind of crazy. One thing you do have to keep in mind though, the counter gain requires that your opponent has taken more prizes than you. So once we knock out those Pidgeys, counter gain will not take into effect. So my opponent puts Rotom V in play and they just end their turn with an instant charge, drawing 3 cards. We will actually take 2 knockouts with Uxie. This is insane. So Painful Memories puts 2 damage counters on all of their Pokemon, knocking out 2 of their Pidgey, getting us our first 2 prizes. That's insane. Uxie actually has become one of the most powerful damage spreader in the game right now. For a single Psychic Energy, 2 damage counter spread is pretty insane. I can only imagine what other combos Uxie and AZELF will... I wonder if it will contribute any to Gardevoir EX build. It remains to be seen. But for now, my opponent evolves into their Charizard EX, activating the Infernal Rain ability, accelerating those fire energies to their Charizard, so now it's ready to attack. Pheasantipity EX uses Flip the Script because we did knock out their Pokemon last turn, so they get to draw 3 cards, and they use Super Rod to recover their Pidgeys. They're gonna retreat Pheasantipity EX. And now Charizard EX is ready to attack. Burning Darkness deals 540 damage, hitting for weakness against our Uxie, knocking it out, getting my opponent their first prize of the game. So Cleffa is a great pivot, of course, because it has 0 retreat cost. You just put that in the active. After one of your Pokemon gets knocked out, you can just easily retreat it. And we got Irida. Alright, cool. We can get another FROSLASS. But first, we gotta get our Dark Energy. And might as well get another energy for our AZELF. Attach this to Munkidori first before it gets knocked out. And with Irida, I'm gonna get FROSLASS and... I think I'm gonna go for Hyper Aroma. I could use Artisan to get another Snorunt on the bench, and we could evolve it the following turn. So I'm gonna use Artisan and then set up the Snorunts and Adrena Brain before I forget. Put 3 damage counters to their Rotom V. And then I'm just gonna Grasping Draw for 3. 3 counter gains. Wow, we got all the counter gains in our hand right now. Having Artisan is important in this deck because if your opponent uses Tool Jammer, you need to take that out. Especially we depend on counter gain to get our AZELF an extra energy to attack if we need to. So for a single energy attachment, you can attack with AZELF. So if you can remove those Tool Jammers, if your opponent uses one, use Artisan to take them out. For the meantime, my opponent has set up Duskull. They could definitely take out one of our Pokemon with that. But for now, Charizard attacks, knocks out Cleffa, getting them another prize. So again, the prize trade for this match is a little bit more important to consider because we can't really use a counter gain unless we are behind on prizes. We got Irida from that draw, which is really nice. I could use Hyper Aroma to get another FROSLASS going here. And I'm gonna set up another AZELF because my opponent has enough damage counter spread out. And then what we could do is just use AZELF to attack, knock out their Charizard EX. Use Adrena Brain. I could take out... It will take 2 turns before I take out their Pidgey or their Duskull. At the end of my turn, I could take out Pheasantipede, but I'm gonna go for Rotom V, I think. That way, they will evenly get knocked out at either player's turn. And I'm just giving my opponent a hard choice here. Just gonna use Super Rod to recover these for now. And then use Irida to get Counter Catcher, get it ready, and another FROSLASS. And then I'm gonna put Counter Gain on AZELF in the active as well, end my turn. So it gives my opponent a choice here whether or not they will target the AZELF on the bench or in the active, doesn't really matter. And then they have to worry about their support Pokemon on their bench because at the end of their turn, Rotom V will get knocked out as well as Pheasantipede because both of them have minimal HP. Rotom V only has 10 HP remaining, Pheasantipede only has 20, so our FROSLASS will take them out. We only need 4 prizes. We will win this game if they don't do anything. They evolved into Dusknoir, so that means they can take out one of our FROSLASS. I wonder if they can use Briar. Can they take out... Can they give us 2 prizes so that they can use Briar? I don't think so. But as it is, the only way that they can get around this is to possibly take out 2 of our FROSLASS. They can use Dusknoir to take out 1, knock out with Charizard. That'll get them 2 prizes. But that will leave their Pheasantipede EX alive. But then again, we can use Munkidori to transfer damage and then just take it out at the end of their turn. But for sure, Rotom V is a goner unless they use Professor Turo's scenario. But no, they're gonna go for Boss's Orders, bossing one of our Frost. I think they're gonna go for a double knockout here. Use Curse Blast, put 13 damage counters to our FROSLASS, knocking it out, double knockout. So they also lose 1 prize, and we gain a prize. Knight's Treasure. All right. Yeah, we pretty much have this game in the bag. We have so many win scenarios here. We can use Munkidori, and we can use AZELF as well. So if my opponent knocks out my FROSLASS, our remaining one on the bench will take out Rotom V, leave their Pheasantipede EX alive, but even if we just end our turn next turn, we will win this game. So there's really no way out for my opponent. But we will win this game with a bang, using AZELF as much as possible. So there it is. My opponent knocks out my FROSLASS with the Charizard EX. We are behind on prizes, but it will quickly change at the end of this turn because Freezing Shroud will take out their Rotom V, getting us 2 prizes. Now our counter gain will not take into effect, but we do have an energy in our hand. All you have to do is retreat Munkidori, attach an energy, and here it is, guys. With all those damage counters on my opponent's Pokemon, we are dealing 380 damage to knock out their Charizard EX for the win. Good game. Alright, moving on to our next match. We are going to start this one with a Snorunt in the active, no choice. But we do have Buddy Buddy Poffin, which is really nice. My opponent actually won the coin flip, but they let us go first, so I assume they can attack on their first turn going second. We got a rescue board from our first draw. And with Buddy Buddy Poffin... No, I actually need a Cleffa, because I don't have any support cards in my hand. We need that to draw more cards next turn. So I'm just going to attach the rescue board to Snorunt. We can always pivot into this from now on. Retreat into Cleffa and end my turn. Attaching any energies is not going to do us any good. And if my opponent can attack on their first turn going second, you can always just use Night Stretcher to recover Cleffa, retreat back from Snorunt, and then draw more cards. Either way. So there it is. My opponent uses Nest Ball, get their Roaring Moon out, and sure enough, we are going against Roaring Moon. Roaring Moon is a very strong deck to go against. Very, very easy setup, and it can attack for a lot of damage. I've already lost to Roaring Moon because it doesn't have any abilities. So if they only limit their Pokemon on their bench, they can win this one easy against us. But as of right now, they don't really know what they're going up against, and they're filling up their bench pretty quickly, and I don't really mind that at all. So they have Roaring Moon EX as well for that instant knockout. And there it is, Roaring Moon, baby. Roaring Moon, fully energized and ready to attack. With Ancient Booster Energy Capsule. Adds 60 more HP to their Ancient Pokemon. And Brute Bonnet. Hey, okay. We might actually win this one. If my opponent had limited their Pokemon, they would have had a chance. But given that they've already filled up their bench and they have a lot of Pokemon with abilities, we might be able to win this one. Got an Ultra Ball, which is pretty helpful actually. I'm gonna go ahead and use Night Stretcher to recover my Cleffa. I can retreat. And then discard these two to get Munkidori. That way I can attach this Dark Energy, decreasing my hand size, so that way I can draw 6 cards with my Grasping Draw attack here. And we got Uxie, Artisan, and Irida. Alright, we have a pretty good hand actually. This is really good. And being behind on prizes is not all that bad, because that means that will also activate the Counter Gain tool card. We can use AZELF with a single energy attachment as long as we have that tool card attached and attack for a lot of damage. But our main priority is to spread those damage counters to our opponent's Pokemon. Otherwise, AZELF will just deal no damage. And we do have to be very quick with this one, because slowly but surely my opponent is taking prizes. So with all those ability users, FROSLASS will definitely be useful in this matchup. Taking out that Squawkabilly EX will get us 2, plus the Hisuian Sneasler and Brute Bonnet, so that's 4. Just have to take out that Roaring Moon EX. We should get all our 6 prizes. So we got Artisan. I'm going to set up another FROSLASS lineup here, and then can attach this energy to Uxie, spread those damage, and then can use Irida. At least I can evolve into my FROSLASS, start dealing damage to their ability users. I'll get Hyper Aroma as well. So I'll evolve that, use Hyper Aroma. We can get 3 FROSLASS. I might as well get all 3. I can discard 1 with Ultra Ball. And then, yeah, I just put that Snorunt in place. I can't really evolve into FROSLASS yet. Discard those 2, and then I think I'm going to set up AZELF this turn. Retreat. And then Uxie will spread damage with painful memories. So 2 damage counters to all of their Pokemon. So with 2 damage on all of them, plus 1 damage counter each turn between Pokemon checkup with FROSLASS. We're dealing a lot of damage already. So 2, 4, 6, 4, 8, 12. That's 180 damage already that AZELF will be dealing if we fully energize it. Right? 4, 8, 12, 2, 4, 6, yeah. 180. So at the end of their turn, we're going to be dealing a lot more damage. But they boss orders one of our FROSLASS, knocking it out. But still, we are stacking a lot of damage. At the same time, we are losing prizes though. So we gotta hurry this up. We can evolve into FROSLASS here. Night Stretcher, but I can also use Super Rod. Night Stretcher I like to preserve when I really need it. Just gonna use Adrena Brain for now. Put these damage counters to Roaring Moon EX, and then I guess I could just use Super Rod and then set up another Snorunt with Artisan and then go from there. Actually, I need this energy, so I'll just recover these 3 and then yeah, I can retreat into Uxie and just keep using Painful Memories, and then Artisan, set up another Snorunt on my bench. Alright. Painful Memories, here we go. Yeah, Uxie is super strong, man. If used wisely, that damage counter spread is insane. So, as it is, we can pretty much one-hit knock out any Pokemon with AZELF right now. That's insane. But we do need that counter gain. If we can get Arven, we can get counter gain as well as energy with Earthen Vessel and counter catcher against that Roaring Moon EX. So with 2 prizes remaining on my opponent's side, we need to win this one ASAP, guys. So now it's our turn. Let's see what we could do. Yo! This can't be true. We got an Arven! Well, we're gonna get counter catcher and counter gain. We are behind on prizes. We can deal a 1-hit knockout against their Roaring Moon EX. And I think we got this, guys. This is insane. Yo! So here's what we're gonna do. Earthen Vessel to get a bunch of psychic energies. Counter gain isn't into effect. Single energy attachment to AZELF. Pokestop to get us whatever card we need. We couldn't get a FROSLASS. Let's see here what we could do. So their Hisuian Sneasler will definitely get knocked out. And so will their Brute Bonnet. And Adrena Brain will put 3. Yeah! FROSLASS will also take out their Squawkabilly EX, getting us 4 prizes at the end of our turn. And Neurokinesis will take and knock out 520 damage against their Roaring Moon EX. You can't get any better than this, guys. And guess what? Freezing Shroud will clean up. And yeah, we get all 6 prizes in a single turn, guys. Oh, this is crazy. Insane deck. Insane. And there you have it, guys. AZELF and Uxie are awesome. Good game. And that's it for the video. Thank you all so much for watching the Popsicleknight channel. And until next time, please stay safe and have a great day.